If you like killing big old monsters or you're currently growing old waiting for Monster Hunter World to release on PC, maybe you should give this game a try. Dauntless. Dauntless is a free-to-play online action game that just entered open beta where you become a a slayer who goes out and kills magically enhanced monster behemoths for the survival of mankind. Or something. The story really isn't all that important. What is important is that you hop into a group of 4 people and kill those bosses for some fat loot. There's owlbears, beavers, doggos, freaking lizards that mind control rocks. The creature and sound designs for said beasties is pretty on point. Each creature has its own set of attacks that you must learn to play, or rather to roll around, with the variety and complexity of movesets increasing as you get further into the game. Behemoths can get angry or fill themselves with elemental energy, expanding their move pool and making them more dangerous, but you can counteract this by hacking off their limbs. Okay, so maybe not that much limb hacking, but they do have a variety of parts that can be broken off when enough damage is done to it. If you hit an appendage long enough, you will damage it. If you poke a tail for long enough, it'll come off.
Ha! Suck it.
Heads and legs can be smashed enough times to stagger the beast altogether. Breaking parts will drop crafting materials that can use to make new weapons and armor. Speaking of weapons and armor, there are currently 5 weapons in Dauntless that you can use to smash lizard faces, with more on the way. There's the Balanced Sword, which builds up a meter that can be used to hit harder and faster for a limited amount of time. The Slow and Explosive Hammer, that can fire off short-range shells and power up its melee attacks with an ammo clip. It can also rocket jump. The Mobile Chain Blades, which replace the default dodge with a super duper dash and allow you to hook your way to and from behemoths quickly to get in some fast hits. The Chargeable Axe, that builds a stacking damage buff for big numbers. And finally, the Warpike, that can wound behemoths' parts and make them take extra damage, along with shooting laser beams. If you're not familiar with Monster Hunter style weapons, there are no classes. Instead, the weapon you pick is sort of like your class, and you can change your weapon whenever the heck you want. Armor is pretty standard: head, chest, arms, legs, with one unique slot, the Lantern. Lanterns provide an instant effect that recharges over time by itself, and a more involved effect that charges as you hit the monster. For example, this early game lantern gives you a shield for 4 seconds as its instant effect, and creates a rock storm that does damage to nearby behemoths as its charge effect. Armor and weapons have perks on them that grant you various effects, from a chance to deal double damage, to healing when you break something, to extra attack speed after you land your pike laser. In addition to any built-in perks, each piece of equipment also has additional slots that can be infused with cells that give extra perks, which are obtained from hunter cores that are obtained from doing daily quests and leveling up your various reputations. Cells are split into 5 categories and 3 rarities, giving you up to +3 levels of a certain skill. Other than that, Slayers also have access to various consumables on the battlefield to heal you up, make you deal more damage, make you take less damage, all that good stuff. You make these by doing some light gathering during hunts, but it's nothing too grindy. Killing behemoths is where all of your good materials are going to come from. That's the basic mechanics and gameplay loop, and I think it'll be a pretty good competitor / free-to-play alternative / game to bounce between to Monster Hunter when it eventually does get here. I think it does have its differences to Monster Hunter though. Some of the later fights employ some almost MMO raid boss like mechanics that I can't say I've ever seen in Monster Hunter, along with its straight fantasy base compared to Monster Hunter's more ecology based baddies. There's also definitely been a lot of improvement to the game since I first played in the alpha test, and from what I've seen, the devs are sold on supporting this game for years to come. I'm definitely on board, and definitely will have more Dauntless contentio in the coming weeks. If you want to join my guild, Crew Lainz, or the 2 Crew, leave your Dauntless name in the comments and I'll throw you an invite, but make sure you say something like, hey, do me a /G invite, the name's XX Energy Boost Aether Wisp XX. And I will see you on the Shattered Isles. I'm going to leave you with me and one of my friends' first encounters to a mid-tier monster, the Stormclaw. I think I'm gonna record this one.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Lainz.
If I can get 300 likes, we can actually fight this monster. Doesn't get 300 likes, just sits there. Oh, this thing's big.
Oh boy.
He's mad. He does hurts. And he shocks you. He takes away your sippies, Peter. He's a sippy stealer. Help? What's going on?
Ow. Oh, he took away my sippies. I'll have to get the ground. Oh, I can't use the ground sippy either.
You just gotta live without your sippies for a little bit. He's a sippy stealer.
Pick me up, flawless. Oh.
I got you, Peter. Don't die on me.
I'm alive.
Don't go towards the big sippy in the sky.
But I'm so thirsty.
No, Peter. There's sippies still here. Boop.
No, I sippied and then he booped. Why is there a cloud on my head?
I don't know. No, it's not. Czechoslovakia wasn't defeated in a day!
Oh, what?
You know what I'm saying, Peter.
I don't think I do.
I ain't got no sippies. He's being mean.
Don't worry, I got you.
Peter, watch out.
Nah,
Okay,
perfectly fine.
What you doing? What you know? Oh no!
I'm alive.
But are we really? I'm dead. I think I'll just stay here. Don't rest me, Peter.
No, the suffering must continue.
No.
Don't you happy dance? No! Okay, fine, happy dance.
Triple kill!
Oh, I'm down again.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! No, Peter, don't jump! Now is not the time for joy. No, res Peter! Don't jump in his face.
Jump on my corpse. Jump on my corpse!
No, not me, not me, not me.
No, it's me again! Oh, oh, uh-oh, oh. Bonk. And
No!
I mean, that went about as well as I guess it could have, because none of us have ever done that fight
It
before.
was the chosen one, Peter.
Chosen one to what? Hit him real quick and go?
Yes!
Nope, all to the big sippy with all of us.